So I came down truthfully because I wanted to learn from Kevin Alexander and Edward Morales. That was my main intention. And that has not been let down at all, okay? What I've discovered by being here is how invested emotionally and entirely Arturo is to our success. That surprised me. You see him on the Zoom,
Yeah.
but to see him in action, and there's so many promises made about we're gonna get this done, we're checking boxes off.
Yeah.
Because he's leading the way. Mm-hmm. That surprised me pleasantly, obviously, right?
I am just coming off of one of the most insightful mastermind and trainings that I've ever attended. And I'm just proud to say that I'm a part of the organization Arturo Johnson Consulting. We had the opportunity to meet with some of our top clients. It was a very exclusive meeting. And we wanted to do some training and have mastermind sessions to really get to the crux of how to build a life insurance business. Not just from beginning to end, but I mean always around, all of the ways around it. And some of the insights that came out of this were extraordinary. And I want you to see what our top tier clients even have to say about this, what happened during this meeting. We had a great time. We all learned a lot, and we all came out of it better than we went in. Take a listen to what they had to say.
It don't matter what they say, but like at the end of the day, he bought everything. He's bought every vendor, and he says, dude, they all suck, but they work a little. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty true, right? Like, if the thing with the system, right, is, and we didn't talk about this, but what you're doing right now is your ROI is getting better and better and better and better because of your follow-up, right? Because of your game. Because yeah, you still got leads coming in, you're still pouring into new leads coming in. But you're not buying 300, 400 or 100, 150 per dial session that you're not gonna resolve. Like
that's it right there.
Resolve every lead is not a thing when you're buying 100 leads every dial session.
But I think I think the lead thing, sure, lead stuff, whatever. But knowing three things I joined Arturo, I wanted to know where my lead came from, what they saw, what they read, everything. Right? That's the biggest three things for me was like I wanted to know at least those three things.
At least what ad never run it? You made after you just
right.
Just want to know what ad.
I just like bought all these leads and they won't even tell me
what ad.
I see that.
First two words in your ad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they won't. I get it. It's okay. It's proprietary.
It's from public
bullshit.
record, they get a lot of the mortgage leads. It's just public record.
Mortgage, yeah, the mortgage leads are different, but it's like, why can't you tell me?
Honestly, I'm always trying to find a way to get an edge, just to try to learn more tips and just try to see what I can do to get ahead of people. So the reason why I even signed up with Arturo in the first place was for that. I knew that everyone was buying leads a certain way, so I thought maybe if I could do something different, try to think outside of the box or find some sort of way, just to be different. Maybe it'd get me ahead, and in the process, maybe even get a few other people from my team to come over. So that's why I signed up, and ultimately that's why I came here, just to get more tips about that. So yeah.
What's the main thing you've gotten so far?
So far I've loved the breakdown. I liked when Arturo was talking to me like specifically about the $20,000 breakdown, just because I'm newer. I just kind of needed to know how to reverse engineer it. And then also just getting the tips and learning like from people like Kevin Alexander and hearing what you guys have to say. I'm excited to hear you. And even stuff from Jerry talking about carriers and just like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people that, you wrote over $200,000 last year, right? Mm-hmm. So, so someone like me, that's a lot. Like I learn a lot from people like that, and for me, it's just been pretty fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Jerry?
Oh man, for me, I think it was just being all in. I think I was tired of just dabbling with one source here and dabbling with one source here, and I'm like, dude, what I'm doing isn't working. So it's working, right? It keeps me afloat, but it's not bringing me to the profitability line that I want to be at. So just saying, hey, I'm all in. I'm all in on this, the telesale game. I'm all in on learning. as a new person, sometimes you feel like an outsider. So I just really want to be part of the team. That was a big thing. Like I want to I want to be able to say, hey, like I proudly say, hey, I work with Arturo Johnson Consultant. Like this is what they do and this is what they deliver, right? Like like now. I mean, I've met Kevin before, right? I've met several folks before. Never had the pleasure of meeting some of y'all, but now I can be like, hey, like now I feel like I can connect with Kevin on a different level. Now when I see him, I'll be like, hey, dude, like remember about this or that. Same thing with Edwin, right? Same thing with everybody. So that was a big deal for me.
But what's been the biggest thing you've gotten so far in the last 2 days?
The structure part for sure. Making sure that you have a goal. Your mindset. I think we talked about that, or culture, right? I didn't talk about it much yesterday, but I think my mindset was similar to Derek's, and in a way, we were. It's who you hang out with that you become, and we both have been doing a lot of this together, and we both haven't been in the right mindset, so we're both not going to get great results, right? Yeah. So now I think coming back Monday, like it's like we're both competitive. So coming back out here and like challenging each other and like doing more, being both on the same level will be really helpful. So this is about growing it together and with everybody else here, just continuing to push each other.
Awesome. What about you, Mr. Kev?
I come to get this awesome little blue ring.
All right.
I come all the way out here to get that pick. No, I'm playing. Appreciate that. That was a total surprise last night. I was telling my wife about that. She's like, wow. So she goes, that's nice. She goes, Arturo must be a nice guy. He's not, baby. I said, he's not. He's been driving us in the ground. No, but really, man, team building. That's what I've got out of this, is team building. On one side, the importance of sitting here and watching everybody connect, watching everybody being transparent, the importance of that, the importance of the team building, the importance of putting somebody in an atmosphere where they really feel free to cry out the help that they need, and then to give that help, that atmosphere, being in an atmosphere to where that they're free enough to say whatever it is they need to say in order to get the help they need without feeling like you're going to get crashed down on or whatever it was. So, and it's always important to me is to not only receive help, but to pour into other people. I love being able to pour into other people. I love, hopefully that's something that I've learned through the process helps somebody else, because that's the whole purpose of it. So I needed the team building side, but also the opportunity to pour into others also. So to sit and hear people, hear what Edwin's saying on the team building side, but just the example right here of everybody coming together in this small group and willing to sit down and listen to what was needed, and then everybody being so willing to meet that need. Mm-hmm. That's huge. And if I can adopt that in my business, then we're going to see the same success. Yeah. That makes sense?
Yes, sir. Derek, what made you come out, and what's been the biggest thing you've gotten so far?
Honestly, what made me come out, I'm really new to the program, just shy of being in the program for a month. And I've let the process just kind of run its course, and I just wanted to come out and so I could ask some questions and see some of the inner workings of more of how I can continue to accelerate things as I move forward. Mm-hmm. Things have been on track the last couple of weeks, but I need to know what different things do I need to do or tweak to accelerate things. I knew there was going to be people here in the room that have been in the program for a while. I was going to learn how they're operating things. I'd say the biggest thing I took away from this is so far at this point would be having a goal, having a target. Can't sit out there and with a rifle and not know what you're even shooting at, and because you're just going to be shooting in the trees. So yeah. I'd say having a goal, a target, and then reverse engineering it to figure out what actions you actually have to do every day to get there, because I haven't had a goal or a target lately. I've just been kind of going through the motions, been doing busy work, and being busy instead of being busy with the action steps I need to take.
Intentional.
To get to where I want to be. So so far this has been great, getting to know everybody, and now I have a game plan.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Tim?
So I came down truthfully because I wanted to learn from Kevin Alexander and Edward Morales. That was my main intention. And that has not been let down at all, okay? What I've discovered by being here is how invested emotionally and entirely Arturo is to our success. That surprised me. You see him on the Zoom,
yeah,
but to see him in action, and there's so many promises made about we're going to get this done, we're checking boxes off,
yeah,
because he's leading the way. That surprised me pleasantly, obviously, right? My biggest takeaway is I gotta use the ratio that God gave me of 2 ears and 1 mouth. I try to lead this thing, and I don't listen to what the client is telling me, because I don't ask the questions, because I'm making it all about me. So what I've learned is shut up, listen, ask questions. That's part one. The other one is how important the pregame is, how important it is to wake up, stay positive. Whatever your meditation thing is, do it. Exercise, which I do not do, I have to incorporate. I've just been blessed with being relatively fit. Well, that's got to change because it's going to make me feel better about everything. Because this is an emotional roller coaster. So that's my biggest takeaway is that. And lastly, intentionality. What, I forget who said it, I believe it was Arturo, that if you knew, it was Arturo, that if you knew the person was going to die tomorrow, that's how you have to come into this meeting, because you know what's going to happen to them. They just don't. So these little nuggets that have been dropped that are something that I'm never going to forget. And when I feel that wavering sense of not pushing through either an objection or just an attitude on the other end of the phone, tonality, intention, knowing I'm doing the right thing for the client, and my why, which is I know life is unpredictable. I've lived it. But first what I gotta do is listen to the person, and if I need to use my personal experiences, then I can do that at the end. Don't lead with it. So that's what I'm taking from this.
Awesome. This has been what you expected, more than you expected.
Oh, definitely more.
Oh, that was the question.
Oh, it's for anybody to answer?
Definitely more than what I expected.
Awesome.
Definitely more. But I like that, the conventions, or the trainings we go to, what there'll be 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 12,000, people. Good training. But really, I go back to the team building. I mean, I've done more talking with people in this group right here than I have with a convention with 500 or 600 people.
Yeah. So
really, it's been good.
It's been a fellowship. It's been a brotherhood, literally. I mean, it's really been a brotherhood. That's what I've really enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
Just talking to all you guys. I've talked to each and every one of you literally one-on-one. And there's no way I can do that, outside of this type of setting. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. You enjoyed it, Arturo?
I mean, it's been great. Just really getting to know everybody. Shout out to this guy right here. It's like everybody kind of did his things, but him coming through with his circumstances, just joining the program, and just trying to do something different, whatever he could, to want to grow his business. And sometimes, like touching him, right? He's just trying to get in the room sometimes. Yeah. And so that's just for you to come in. But again, anything you learn from this is like, you control your destiny. Yeah. You need to have a plan and just take the steps that way. You do the work, put in the effort, follow the good coaching, the good training. People gonna pour into you, man. You'll be just fine. And then for everybody else, just thank you guys for coming down, because y'all didn't have to, right? Yeah. All the things that we had to go through, the flights, the conversations with the wives, break-in engagement things that you had going on. I don't take those things lightly, so obviously it meant a lot to me. And then being around this table, right? I noticed yesterday when we kind of had that first lunch, this is going to be a good thing. Nobody said, hey, y'all had to all come and sit here, and we all came here. And then sometimes we have to break it up. All right, we need to get back to it, right? Where, it's just been a good time all the way around. So I'm excited and enthused, and I'm just looking, to kind of build off of this, because this is just the beginning.
So we're doing another one next month?